What's your mile time? If you were to run a mile, what is your time? Because if you only run maybe once or twice a year, I guarantee you're gonna be walking by the halfway mark. I'm Jess LaCour with 411 Properties. I'm here to give you the 411 on why hobby agents suck, and you should make sure you pick an agent that knows how to run their mile every day. Well, they do suck. They suck to work with. They suck for the freaking, I feel so bad for buyers or sellers that work with a hobby agent. It's literally like they don't know what they're doing. They literally do not know what they're doing. So I think about like 3 years ago, I made this really long, heartfelt post about why hobby agents are not the best pick for somebody that's going to buy or sell. It really pissed off a lot of real estate agents that were probably hobby agents, and I got some calls. Funny, those agents are not even, they don't have a license anymore. But it made them angry and it ruffled some feathers, but I think it happened because it's very, very true. And so it hits home with either clients, future clients, and or those hobby agents that feel like perhaps the finger's being pointed at them. But I really feel like it is such a serious thing when you're picking an agent, because you are facilitating a buy or sell of the most expensive item that you're going to work with, and it's an asset to you. So you need to have someone that is fully educated, fully versed in the current market, and also knows the ins and outs of how to handle things that could happen, that could pop up. A seriously good agent will see something coming and prevent it far before you even know it. And most of the time you won't even know because they'll fix it. All right, so just to set the stage for this analogy, imagine if you were gonna go run a mile and how you would feel after. If you're not a current runner, you're like, this is gonna be a big accomplishment, and just to even get it through and finish will be a big deal, and you probably won't even notice your time or care if it's like 20 minutes or whatever. I gave up running hardcore, but I know what it's like to train for those marathons, and you literally are doing a different kind of running every single day. You are eat, breathing, and sleeping running. You know how fast your splits are, you know how to feed yourself, you know what to do for different elevations, even down to like your footwear. There's so much involved, and the more involved you get, the better you get. So the same thing applies to real estate. When you first get into real estate, it's rough to get started. Then as you get going, most agents don't last past like, I think it's the 3-year mark. But once you get past that, you probably have a pretty good routine and you're in there helping clients every day. Every transaction is teaching you something, and every transaction is different and exciting because you never know what you're gonna get, but it teaches you something every single transaction. So multiply, let's say 200 to 300 transactions a year times 10 plus years that I've been doing this. That's a lot of knowledge. I've had sellers pass away right before closing. I've had some of the most outlandish things happen, but I know how to handle them, and I know how to be there for the seller or the buyer. There's always going to be a solution, so you're gonna be in good hands because I have been there before and I know what to do. So that repetition is very, very important. So like a runner's stride, an experienced agent is going to have that muscle memory, and we're going to just instinctively do the right thing and not even think twice about it. So this is something I think that all of my clients can benefit from, is having that market intuition. We have seen the market go up, go down, stay still. We've seen it spike like it did right after COVID, and we've seen it transition. When you have a certain amount of deals and listings, you're gonna be able to see and sense what's coming way before it even like hits the news or other agents know about it. So it gives you just that premonition of what is going to happen because you're so in the data and so in the know that you're going to be able to sense it and advise your clients before it happens. So it almost makes you like a magician. Another great thing, especially in a tiny town like we're in of what, for 40,000 people, is the relationships that we build. Having over 20 years of relationships built with lenders, appraisers, even service providers. It's so beneficial because if you need something right away or there's a timeline we need to meet, I got you. We can make this happen. And if you're a new hobby agent, you know what? Maybe that inspector's probably not going to answer his phone or go out on a holiday to help you out. So it really, really benefits you again as the consumer to have an agent that is really in it and knows what they're doing full time. I think overall, the client impact is going to be like smooth transactions. You're gonna just have the best transaction from start to finish. You're gonna know everything when it's happening. You're going to have smooth paperwork. You're not gonna be rushed or have surprises happen. Just the smoothness of it all is something I think that we're always trying to better and make into a craft. I remember when I started, it was like 50-50 if somebody would e-sign. Now everything is e-sign. Everything is digital. We try to make it as user-friendly and as convenient for the buyer or seller as possible. I don't think you're gonna have that smoothness with somebody that only does it once or twice a year. They're probably not gonna have the systems we have. They are going to forget things because it's just not back of hand, like super familiar to them. Another super obvious thing is having that negotiation edge. When you are an agent that is doing this every day, multiple times a day, you are gonna know how to negotiate. You're gonna know what to say, what not to say. And I don't think an agent that only does 1 or 2 transactions a year is going to even feel confident enough to negotiate on your behalf. So if you're a seller and you're gonna use your cousin who's only sold maybe 1 to 2 homes, I highly, highly encourage you to do some research, because do you think that they're going to be able to know how to price your house right? Back to having like the market fluctuate, very important to have that fluctuation knowledge when you're pricing a house. Everybody knows that time is money, money is time. I take that very, very personally because I definitely see my time as very valuable. And you should see yours that way too. But when you make a mistake, you cost your client money. And I think that is something that hobby agents probably don't really anticipate and or even think about. But every mistake they make is going to cost you money. So if they don't price it right from the beginning and you have to sit there and price drop over and over, that just costed you a ton of money. So an example like that, there's a million other examples. Just don't take that risk. Or if you do, know what you're getting into. And bottom line, the chaos. No one loves chaos. You want to streamline everything. You want it to be smooth. You know, I've had hobby agents try to schedule closings before the inspections were even done. That is just going to lead to a very chaotic ending if it even happens. So you're probably wondering why a full-time agent will net the client more. Basically down to mastering marketing. That's just my game. I spend all my time learning as much as I can about it. Testing things. I'm constantly testing data. Sometimes some things might not work out, but that's what makes me very good at what I do, because I take it seriously and I'm always honing my craft of marketing. We have one of the best photographers on staff. Everybody that doesn't know him, his name is John Bulk. He is fantastic. He is just as into learning new things and being the best as I am. So we make a very good team on making your property stand out far above the rest, which is going to be really important as the market starts to get more and more listings. The more listings that are on there, the more you are going to need our good marketing. And let's just say, hobby agents are not going to go as deep into that stuff as we do. They're not going to be able to invest in stuff like that. And those are the things that are going to make your house stand out. Contract knowledge is a big one. This last year, there was a lot of changes to our state contracts. Also, knowing the verbiage in and out is very, very important. If you are only filling out a contract once or twice a year, do I need to say more? And then negotiation consistency. If you're doing it every day, you're going to be very good at it. If you're going to do it every day for 10 plus years, I would say you've probably mastered that skill. And if you're still open to learning on how you can get better, that is who you want negotiating on your behalf. So repetition leverage is a big thing for buyers and sellers. If we present an offer to another agent and they know our deals always close, you think they're going to encourage the sellers to take our offer? Probably. I think having that dominance in the market is a very, very serious tool that you can hire. Even down to like as a seller and you're going to get your house ready to sell. And I have sellers ask me all the questions, from people who are very, very detailed to people who are just absolutely clueless and want me to do everything. There's a different way to handle all of them and make all of their houses look great so that when John walks in, the house is ready for him to shoot and make it look its best. If you're a hobby agent, you're probably not going to know where to start. You're probably going to just tell them, okay, yeah, just clean. You're not going to have them leave. The pets will be there. They'll be biting the photographer's feet the whole time, so those pictures are going to turn out great. You're probably going to forget key things that are important to have or not to have in the photos. It's just not something that you do on a regular basis, so you're not going to be able to convey that to the client in a smooth way that they understand, to where you can have your pictures turn out good. So if it's a struggle to get pictures, imagine what it's going to be like to negotiate or to get you the best deal or to get your foot in the door on a competitive market for a purchase. It's gonna be really slim and tough. And then I'm not dissing on hobby agents. I wanna make that clear. I'm just saying that I am better. I am better because I am more obsessed with this industry. I am better because I invest more. I am better because I educate myself continuously, and I'm always striving to make my systems more convenient for the client and in the end produce the client a better result. That's why I'm better, and that's why hobby agents will never touch that. From an agent's perspective, if I get an offer from a brand new agent, I really try to work with them, and sometimes those brand new agents are amazing, but then they take off and they start doing really good because they're doing it every day. But if I get an offer from an agent that is literally selling 1 or 2 houses a year, it makes me sick inside because I'm not going to be able to help that other side. And I feel like everything that I'm trying to convey to the other agent is just going whoosh in one ear and out the other. And I just dread it because I know that so many things are not being handled, and it makes me kind of want to micromanage the other side so my party's protected. You know what's really funny is when a hobby agent will call me and be like, do you have any offers on it yet? And it's been sitting there for like 6 months. No, honey, that was like so 1 year ago. It just kills me. I don't want to make all the part-time agents angry, but I want them to realize at the same time that there is so much responsibility in this job. It is not something I think that anybody should do part-time. I think you need to be all in or none. It's just my opinion, so it doesn't have to be true, but I feel like you are handling people's lives. That house sale or purchase can literally affect somebody's life. So if you put them in a bad situation, or maybe they don't net as much as they could have, that definitely will have an effect whether you see it or not. You don't want a hobby agent that has a full-time job and then does this on the side. Unless they're doing it to a high level, they'll still be medium. I mean, that's why I sold my store, honestly, because I wanted to focus strictly on real estate. I say no to everything else because my focus is 100% on real estate. My hobby is real estate. Like, you don't get much better than that. So if you look at all the full-time agents that are all around the country, they're producing good. So say it backwards, if you look at all the big producers, they're doing it full time. That tells you right there. I know it's a very the barrier to entry is very low for real estate. So a lot of people see the big dollar signs, especially after they've watched all the Netflix shows of high heels and real estate and everything that real estate is not. We need to make the real reality of a real estate show. But regardless, they see the dollar signs, The barrier to entry is low, so they hit it and think it's going to be easy. It is one of the most cutthroat, absolutely hardcore industries you could ever be in. You better have alligator thick skin. You better be able to wake up with a smile on your face every day, and you better be an optimistic as fuck person. Otherwise, this industry will eat you alive. And then again, if you go back to being hobby agent or 1 or 2 deals a year, like, yeah, I just don't see how that could make you any money or how you could be good at it. So go in it full time. If you're a new agent watching this, you need to focus and make it a full go on it. Don't try to do 2 things at once or you'll just be medium. So circling back to the analogy, if you train daily, a mile feels effortless. If you don't, it feels impossible. Real estate is the same exact way. For my consumers, ask your agent, how many homes did you close last year? And ask them, how many do you have under contract right now? If it's 0, run. And for everyone else, if your next move is important, and let's face it, it always is, hire someone who's in the race full time every single day. This is Jess with 411 Properties. I hope that you end up choosing me as your agent. You can always reach out, DM me, or shoot me a message. Thanks for watching.